all the air traffic controllers work for the government, and the basic function is to separate airplanes. My job and my team's job is to work with the FAA, where all the controllers live, and basically look at it is problem solving, delay reduction, and getting them to be more efficient with how they move airplanes. Think of it as like this, the pilots don't do anything on their own when they're flying an airplane. The pilot will look at the flight plan, he'll program it. It's stored in memory in the flight management computer. They'll program in that procedure to leave Atlanta, and the pilot knows and the controller knows this is what we're going to do. In between the pilot and the co-pilot is a console, and they both have two radios on each of their sides, and they basically just dial frequencies. Everything that they do, a controller tells them. It's usually a dimly lit room with a series of workstations that are basically a radar monitor. And they sit at that, in that workstation. They're all kind of close together, and have a headset on, and that's how they're talking to the airplanes in their sector. They call it a sector. It is very serious and it's very quiet. They're paying very close attention to what they're doing.
Right.
There's usually not a lot of joking around or chit chatter, but stress.
51 traffic. Do you have that traffic? Wayfarer 515.
No, sometimes you see that in the movies, but when they get a lot of break time when they're on duty, 5 on, 2 off. Let's see, if they work first shift, it's usually like 6 to 2, and then 2 to 10, and then 10 to 6.
Or people are usually air traffic controllers, is it like, I don't know, middle-aged men, or like?
Oh, no. They have a mandatory retirement age. 56, they have to retire.
Okay.
So, I don't know who decided that years ago, but if you went to like Atlanta Center, Hampton, or Peachtree City, there's a lot of people that are, early 30s, mid 30s. There's older dudes too, but there's a lot. It's a big turnover right now. Think of it like an upside down cake, wedding cake. So the tower is the smallest one at the bottom of the cake if it was upside down.
Right.
The controllers there basically control the aircraft that are landing, and that's all they do. And then the next layer of the cake is what's called a TRACON, Terminal Radar Approach Control Facility, and that's in Peachtree City for Atlanta. They descend the airplanes and have them go higher when they're leaving, so they control all that traffic. And then the biggest part of the cake is the highest part, and that's the air route traffic control, and that's down in Hampton. They're the ones who work all the traffic that has nothing to do with Atlanta, that's going from, say, New York to Florida or something like that at a very high level. Across the whole country, I think there's 15,000 controllers right now in the whole country, working all these different places.
This might make me sound like an idiot, but when I was little, I would be riding in the car, and I would think like, why don't we just put like bumpers on all our cars, like bumper cars, so we just never get into accidents? We'll be fine. So, and now, as vehicles are becoming like more autonomous and things, it seems like from an outsider, it's like, oh, well, why don't we just put a computer in every plane? It's like, oh, you're too close to this plane,
It's out there. It's funny you say that. Technology has advanced to the point where it's available, but now it's a matter of testing it and making sure it's safe to get how many nines of reliability it has.
Right. I guess it's worth asking, like, obviously our current situation is affecting the air traffic, like with COVID and everything, it's affecting air traffic a lot. Like
the whole United States, the air traffic is down almost 60% since it started.
That's incredible. That's a lot. That's
It really is. We're definitely worried about Delta being harmed by this. Yeah, we're losing around $10 billion a month, and if we can make it run as efficiently as we can, then we're saving cash. That's the whole game right now.